showing you the most amazing Whole30 pancake recipe that I've ever made. Now, I've messed around with this recipe a lot. I've tried a few different things, and you can get a few different textures and kind of fluffiness versus density out of them, but I'll show you the most common recipe that I use, or form of the recipe. So I have my Blendtec blender. This is probably my favorite blender that I have to use for this. It does a good job at mixing all the ingredients. So basically, you're going to start with 2 cups of old-fashioned oats. I've tried quick oats with this, and I find that the old-fashioned works a little better. So we're just going to eyeball this here. I usually go a little bit over, just because I love pancakes. Okay, so that's done. Next, you're going to add either 2 or 3 eggs. I'm going to do 2 because I feel it works a little bit better, but if you are, I don't know, I think 2 eggs work just fine. I'm not prepared. So I try and use local eggs, but if I can't get local eggs, I do use cage-free, organic, and cage-free isn't always the best, honestly. If you can find free range, that's even better. If you can buy local, that's definitely the best. It's just wintertime around here right now, and it's really hard to find local eggs. The one lady I usually get them from, their hens aren't laying as many right now. And I'll put the recipe down below as well, just for reference. Now, what I used to do is also put a scoop of protein powder in the mix. It works really well. I personally just don't digest protein powder well, but this is the kind I was using. It's raw organic meal replacement. I was throwing it in there. Otherwise, I have this one as well. I just don't digest them well, but it doesn't affect the texture or anything. These are both plant-based protein powders, just 1 scoop, and if you can get the vanilla or chocolate flavor, vanilla is my personal favorite. It adds to the flavor of the pancakes. Okay, so far we have added 2 eggs and 2 cups of oats, rolled oats. Now, the next step is optional. You can either do half a cup of applesauce, half a cup to 3/4 a cup of applesauce. I have unsweetened here. Or you can do 2 bananas. Either works great. I love both. I personally just digest applesauce better with how my digestive system is. So I'm going to do roughly half to 3/4 a cup of unsweetened applesauce. I had that heat on way too high. So the next step, flax seeds. I eyeball this. I just kind of sprinkle it in there. It adds omega-3s, but honestly it also helps bind. And I would do, I guess it's probably like 2 tablespoons roughly is what I add. 1 to 2 tablespoons. So next we add, I do almond butter, like a tablespoon of almond butter, but I don't have that right now. I'm going to be using my Joy almond nut base, which I use for making almond milk. And I find it works really well. I love this stuff. And that's why I have such a big thing of it. I use it all the time. But you don't want too much. Either it can make the pancakes too heavy. So I'm doing about this much. Okay, I'm trying to think. Now, you can also add some cinnamon in here, vanilla powder, that protein powder. I do have vanilla powder. You can even add a little bit of fruit, frozen fruit if you want, or fresh fruit. Just keep in mind with, like, if you're using applesauce to kind of balance that if you're using fresh fruit. So I have vanilla powder. You can use vanilla extract, but I never taste vanilla extract. And then we blend, except I'm forgetting an important step here. Add water. I don't measure. I kind of want, I'll show you the texture. You can do thicker, you can do thinner. Thinner obviously is going to make more. Thicker pancakes are going to be more filling, but they're not going to So this is kind of the texture. I don't know if you can see it. Ignore my messy counter. It's bad. I know. Where's my... There we go. I don't know where my camera thing is. But basically that's kind of the texture. And it thickens as it sits there a little bit. Sorry. I'm still learning how to use this thing. But it thickens as it sits there, so it works out well. I'm going to add chocolate chips. I always try and get really dark chocolate chips because it has less sugar, and this brand, Enjoy Life, is made, it's allergy friendly. Let's see, 1, 4, 8, 12. It's free from the 12 most common allergens, which is nice. As someone with IBS, I like to include allergy-free items because I'm still kind of learning what my triggers are. So we're just going to stir those chocolate chips in. And I'm going to start the stove. And honestly, I use a nonstick pan, so I don't put any butter on there, but I'll show you what I use if I do. This is a coconut oil butter. It's by Nutiva. It's not real butter, but it has a butter flavor that's organic and vegan. So it's not the artificial butter flavor that's actually quite toxic that is on the market. So, or I don't know if it's still on the market, but it used to be. Probably is though. It's the United States. Where are we getting? Okay, so I think that's probably enough chocolate chips, I hope. Even though there's no such thing. I love chocolate chips. Yeah, that should be good. Okay, I'm gonna go cook these, and I roughly do 1.5 minutes each side, 2 minutes probably for the first half, flip it, and I do larger pancakes. So I will show you my finished product as soon as it's done. I'm super hungry and I've already eaten a few of these, but I was just going to show you the final product. As you can see, it's very thick, filling, and delicious. So I'm going to eat these. Thanks for watching.